No, I don't. It's never.
Let's look at
Not since Betty White and her spouse.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves. Well, I can't lie to you guys. This time, I cannot lie to you about where we're coming from because we're obviously coming from NASA.
White rooms.
We're all in a different NASA place.
Yeah, this is.
We're all working for NASA. We're figuring out how the Earth is flat, and
as you can see, the design of many modern apartments is very similar with their white, sterile walls.
Put just anyone in there.
They're designed for when you first see it to be like, yeah, I can live here.
This looks like a place that people live.
It's fine.
It's fucking fine.
It's fucking fine, guys. Fine.
I would like to see an apartment with like yellow and black, yellow jacket walls, just striped.
Well, they tell you can.
On my walls.
They can tell you can paint over it, but like you have to paint it back to white when you leave. And I'm just
Fuck that.
Fuck that. Yeah.
I'm not gonna paint it one weekend and then 2 years later be like forced to paint it another color. I'm like, I'd rather just not get my security deposit back.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's gone. Like the moment a rabbit sets foot into my apartment, that security deposit's gone.
Yeah. Also, bathrooms. They really are particular about bathrooms. When I left my first apartment, holy crap, they were like, we had to like scrub down and extra deep clean your shower, your tub, and I'm like, it was fine. Just use some bleach on it, you idiots. And they were like gonna charge me $400 on top of my security deposit not getting back, and I'm like, no. So my mommy wrote a strongly worded letter. Kudos to you, Carol. Where she yelled at them, and then I sent it to them, and then they replied back, "All right, we're dropping it."
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Talking
the one thing
worked.
I worry about moving out of here is all the fucking shit they're gonna try to nail me on.
We found some crumbs underneath your countertop. That'll be $50. We had to get an extra long broom in here. We couldn't bother Consuela getting down on her hands and knees and scooping it out with her fingernails.
This week we're doing the Mario Brothers movie.
Yes.
Hey, did we mention that?
This
The
is
Mario Brothers.
Our Leap Day extravaganza. Once every 28 years, Leap Day falls on a Saturday. And I don't know if there will ever be a second Leap Day episode of the Saturn Studs podcast. But we're going to make the most of this one.
Jake! It's all right. We'll scavenge your shit from this beautiful live stream we have going here.
This is a fucking nightmare and a half. I'll probably just rip the audio from the live stream, to be perfectly honest with you.
Hi, I'm Jake, and this is my first time ever doing a podcast.
So apologies in advance for the poor archival quality of the audio.
200th Jubilee. It's all right. We have our next big celebration coming up on our anniversary. See, if when you do episode anniversaries and year anniversaries, you get to do them all. You get to da-da-da-da-da.
You get the da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I agree.
I'm blew up with the
200
abada.
episodes. Jake.
Hey,
Jake has only been around for like 100 of them.
Yeah, it's less than 200 for me.
It's not there yet, kids.
Oh, was I here for the 100th episode?
Yeah, you were. I think
I
you've
was,
been
yeah.
here since like episode 60.
Like 60? Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I feel like I've made a 69 joke episode.
You've been here a long time. You're out of excuses, Chief. We
I know.
expect you to do your job right now.
I can't hit a goddamn button.
And there was a countdown too. It's not.
There was a countdown too. Yeah, no, it was. They gave me like 5 seconds to figure out. Hey, I should probably hit
I
record.
try to make this as idiot-proof as possible.
To focus on your beautiful mugs in Discord. Can't keep myself focused.
Oh, I was gonna pull up my picture. I was gonna pull my actual fucking Alex's mug, but I realized it's in the wash right now.
Right. Yeah,
I don't know where mine
It's
went.
on tumble dry.
Tumble dry.
I think I lost my Alex's
I
mug.
got pissed because.
Oh, Jake.
Don't you have 2?
I did get that. I have that one that she who shall not be named got me. for my birthday.
Do you use it as a chamber pot?
She was just like, "You're a drunk. Here's another big ass mug for you."
Like,
I don't know. I really don't know what that
some milestone Diane and I hit. She got me not only a flask that has my name like embossed on it, but also a flask, a Jameson flask that has a little shot glass that pops out of the middle.
Oh,
And
fantastic!
it's like, how much do you think I
Oh,
drank, babe?
yeah. I've seen those before. Yeah.
Yeah. I told her that when I was in Dublin at the Jameson distillery, I searched high and low and could not find it, and then apparently she found it somewhere. I was like, "Here you go." I'm like, "Wow, thanks," but really, 2 flasks?
That's how you really see what they think of you.
Yeah.
When they start getting you alcohol paraphernalia for just in excess.
In
Yeah.
excess,
And then I just do that for myself. I was like, I get all the fancy drunk shit. Like I actually got like a fucking Lewis bag.
I saw you
Now-
got like Himalayan salt and a hammer to break it up.
Yeah. So for those of you not in the know, a Lewis bag is the more fucking expensive way to get a canvas bag and a hammer. It's just a nice canvas bag and a wooden mallet. And what you do is you put ice in it, and then you hit it a bunch, and it crushes the ice without having ice go fucking everywhere on your countertop. And then you pour it in your drink, and you make a little smoothie. Great.
When life gives you lemons, you gotta make a little drink. Yeah.
When life gives you trailers, you gotta fucking talk about them.
You gotta give a little
Yeah.
watch.
And life gave us a few trailers today.
Life found a way to dump some trailers on us. A lot of trailers. A lot that I did not watch.
We'll get to it. We'll go.
We'll
We'll start with Rumble. That's right. It's the fucking Godzilla wrestling Pixar movie.
Not to be confused with Rumble from League of Legends, who's a champion. Who's a little yordle who rides a little robot.
A yordle?
Oh, it's cute.
Yeah, so they call little tiny little boys like
Little-
Timo and Viger. They're all yordles.
These are
I
words
will
that
never
mean
break into
nothing
League.
To me.
They're just tiny boys. They're
Even
just
when
tiny
they
guys.
make the league, the only thing with League that I could ever possibly see myself doing is if that Seth Killian ever does finish that League of Legends fighting game, and Jake comes to me and
Oh,
he's like,
yeah.
"Oh, Kurt, can you teach me how to play fighting games?" Then I'll be like, "Sure." But-
That's right. That's interesting. That fighting game. We'll see. I don't know. They just had like
Seth
a
Killian is a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
And I have every confidence that it will be great. Rising Thunder was a very accessible, well-designed fighting game that died a death because they ran out of money. But I don't think Riot is going to run out of money as easily as they
They've
did.
really expanded their horizons with like team fight tactics and the card game shit that they're coming out with now.
Card games on motorcycles.
Yeah, basically. I want to watch that now.
5D
Is it
one of these
Yu-Gi-Oh!
5D
Season 10?
It's the most fucking edgy of all the seasons,
Yeah.
if the word is to be believed.
Yeah, it's like a post-apocalyptic fucking corporate dystopia.
Cyberpunk, Yu-Gi-Oh, and plenty of motorcycles.
It's fucking Akira with card games.
That's incredibly accurate, except for no large Akira monster at the end. Rumble has that though. It's about who is it? It's whatever lovable large voice actor. You know, he's a who's voice acting.
Will Arnett.
Huh? Oh, Will Arnett is not large.
Bill
He's regular
Ben
sized.
Schwartz.
It was Ben Schwartz Tentacular. So the premise is there's the John Cena of monster wrestling is Tentacular.
Becky Lynch apparently is in this movie.
Okay.
Yep, sure, whatever.
Check the release date. The release date's like in 2021, and it's February, end of February. But
Paramount really want to take their time with this. So this trailer, I don't know how they got to this trailer if the fucking release is in 2021. As soon as they got all these scenes done, they're just like, get it fucking out. We got to get it out now.
I wouldn't be surprised. The movie's probably just like that one bonus footage scene from Endgame when they re-released it, and it was like the Hulk unfinished.
Yeah.
He looks like a Play-Doh man. Yeah,
I saw the 2003 Hulk some clips recently. That did not age well.
It was misunderstood, much like the Hulk himself.
Yes, so I guess we really don't know too much about this, other than like.
I mean, he's just training to be the champion.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Will
Terry
Arnett's...
Crews is Tentacolorous.
Okay, that makes sense because he does the fucking Terry Crews.
Let me read to you the cast listing. You have Ben Schwartz as voice in parentheses. Will Arnett as Steve. Gwendolyn Visvawan as Winnie. Terry Crews as Tentacolorous. And then
he's probably gonna have.
Oh yeah,
they're probably gonna have some superpower at the end.
Oh,
it's like
not only is Becky Lynch in this movie, Roman Reigns is as well.
This is a wrestling movie. There's like this CGI wrestling. We need real wrestlers in here.
Michael Buffer, Stephen A. Smith. So you know what this means is that this trailer is going to be played 18 times during WrestleMania.
Oh yeah.
Actually, yes. Fuck.
So get used to watching this. If
That's
you're
probably that's probably why they came out with it so early.
Like, remember how we had to see that Stuber commercial like 9 times when we were at WrestleMania?
Oh God, yeah, that movie did not live up to that thing. Kumail Nanjiani, he really fucking put his work in.
They played this fucking Stuber trailer right before Dave Bautista came out as like this vicious heel to wrestle Triple H for 35 minutes.
Just family-friendly wrestler movies. It's a genre now.
Yeah.
Now
Oh.
Be as good as the Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mysteries with John Cena punching a boulder.
I watch that scene from time to time when I need to pick me up. I'm just like, it's late in the night. I'm feeling down on myself. I want to see John Cena suplex a boulder. And he jumps out, and his theme music plays right as he goes. It's like a meme, and it's real, and I love it. So that's Rumble.
Meme.
Now Kumail Nanjiani can be a wrestler in WWE, I'm sure. Freaking
he could be a surprise entrant in the Rumble.
Have you seen the shirtless pictures of him?
Did he get ripped?
Oh my god! Because he's like a lead role in what is it? What are they called?
Movies?
Not the Guardians of the Galaxy. He's in the new Marvel movie they're coming out with.
Oh, is he one of the Eternals?
The Eternals, yes, the Eternals. Apparently, he got nutso jacked.
Well, like when Chris Pratt
was
in Guardians of the Galaxy, like early seasons of Parks and Rec, Chris Pratt is fat, and then he just became absolutely shredded.
Like, we gave you Disney X. It'll turn you into a fucking.
Honestly, what is the fucking chemical that is in there? Because, like, goddamn, I
got that.
I work out. I don't look like that.
I got that Pakistani fever looking at this boy. Come on,
right?
Come on.
Like, all those years of trying to preserve Walt Disney, it didn't lead to nothing. Came up with a few things along the way.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, this might be him dehydrated as shit, too, because
the
veins in his arm, a little bit. I feel like he's going to get a paper cut and bleed out.
It's a real concern for many.
Need a pipe wrench to stop the bleeding.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he actually cleans his clothes on his abs. They're that much like washboards. Fling, 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 fling. Play
the spoons on him.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of spoons, Candyman.
Okay, that's not where I thought that was going, for sure.
I don't know how to react to this. I'm going to just assume the best in you, Jake. We're just going to leave it from there.
I mean, that's the wrong choice to make with Jake.
Leave it up to me
Yeah. Yep.
to review this trailer, because I am the most sensitive to African American values and interests, so I won't mess this up.
No, of course not.
So a bunch of black people get murdered by another black horror monster called the Candyman. It's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. They're all dumb. So it seems like I don't know if there's like real lore to this, but it's like
it's a 70s movie. Like the actual like legend. I don't think it was an actual urban legend.
because like it's low key kind of like when you say Bloody Mary into the mirror like 3 times. Because in the beginning of this trailer, you have a bunch of girls in the bathroom saying Candyman a bunch of times into the mirror. And then they kind of like summon this monster demon.
Bugs too.
Yeah, I guess the bees do to honey and they're attracted to sweet things.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Sure. So
why not? It's produced by Jordan Peele.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, I forget who's the original Candyman. I'm trying to look. I see his face here, and I see him, but I don't remember the actor's name.
So you have this the main actor.
There was another. Not only was this a '70s movie, it's also a '90s movie. There was a 1992 Candyman.
Oh shit!
Jeez.
So this I'm going to just punch in Candyman to IMDb and see how many fucking results I get.
So it stars.
Maybe it wasn't 90s. Maybe I was wrong about thinking it was like a 70s movie. It's because he dresses like a pimp.
I can't mispronounce his name, or else my career is over. It's starring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spell it out for the crowd, Jake.
Mateen the second. I didn't know if that was Lee or second, and it's. I think it's second.
You know what? As far as I don't think I can. Yeah, it does kind of look like Yahya.
Yahya.
I
want to say
Abdul Mateen the second. Tony Todd.
Yeah, so he's the main actor, and he appears to be an artist who goes into this kind of rundown community and is taking pictures and says he moved in right around the corner. I feel like that's just a cover because I don't think he did move around the corner, but I think he gets some in like background on the Candyman or some horror thing, and so he creates this this art gallery and a bunch of art pieces that kind of depict. It seems like they depict the Candyman and his horrors, I guess, and a bunch of people go to it and they want to say Candyman into the mirror. It seems weird and interesting. It seems like it's going to have a convoluted twist towards the end, because at one point you see somebody get like floated up into the air and then killed, and then it like flashes to him doing it, and he has a hook on his hand. It's just going to get a lot of jokes made out of it for like having a hook hand killer.
What I can divine here, there was a 70s movie, The Man from Clover Grove, which is somehow related to the Candyman lore. And then there was a Candyman franchise in the 90s with Candyman 1992, and then Candyman Farewell to Flesh in 1995, and then Candyman Day of the Dead in 1999. And then there's this reboot, and possibly one from 2013 as well, but I don't know if that's anything to do with the other ones.
Quite a storied history.
So, and interestingly enough, I recognize the name. So in the trailer here, it says Tony Todd, and Tony Todd, I guess, was the original Candyman in the 1992 movie, and all
Makes
the other
sense.
ones. So I don't know if he's playing Candyman again, reprising his role.
They're gonna do the cameo. You know, it's a soft reboot, guys. Candyman universe. It's gonna come alive.
Come alive.
For those interested, I shared the man door hand hook car door coffee pasta.
Yeah, I was about to, because when I saw the hook for the hand, and Jake's like, I don't know if there's any lore. I'm like, is this not just like every fucking, cutaway
Deformed slasher.
Well, the like every movie ever where they're like telling ghost stories around the campfire is like, and then there was a hook on the car door.
I think that's probably gonna happen. They're probably gonna like look and see an art piece or something, and there's gonna be just a hook, a bloody hook or something.
It's gonna be like modern art, and it's just gonna be like a car door with the hook hanging from the handle.
Yeah.
And then Candyman just gonna like materialize out of the hook and cut him.
Yeah, it's sort of bizarre. I think the big twist ending is you're gonna find that like the guy, the artist or whatever who put on the show is gonna be the Candyman killer, and like the spirit that's causing him to do it is like the Candyman killer. I don't fucking know. I hate horror movies.
And then at the end,
They're not
he
good.
inherits the factory and brings Uncle Joe to live with him.
This is a weird sequel. This is a weird prequel to Willy Wonka.
Yeah, weird reboot.
They're gonna start a Black Willy Wonka.
And then you get the right
I
equipment.
think that was an episode of Black Dynamite.
Black Willy. I could see like a very racist Dave Chappelle sketch about the Black Willy Wonka.
I think I remember it now. It's coming. It's all coming back to me. I'll show you the clip from the animated TV show of Black Dynamite. Do that a little later. Until then, let's get some space weed and go to the High Republic.
Nice.
Star Wars.
Nothing but Star Wars. So the High Republic is too little too late for the sequel trilogy. Why they didn't just do this in the first place, I don't know. But I am it's hard for me to say I'm optimistic about anything Star Wars related as long as Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are at the helm. But this is something new, and I applaud them for trying something new, and I'm interested and hopeful that it can be good.
Yep. They're just like, oh, Mandalorian. That was a thing.
Is this going to be a show or is this books? Because
it's a show.
I read that they were going to be books.
I mean, that's possible.
Sure.
There will also be books.
There was a lot of illustrations in the featurette, though. Like a lot of concept art. I don't think it takes this many people to work on a book.
I know. That's why I'm thinking.
You commission 5 people, and you're just like, that'd be an awful way of writing a book. It's like, we're gonna battle royale with your literary prowess. Everyone make a book, and we just choose one. We burn the rest.
Burn the books.
But the High Republic takes place in the very apex of the Republic's power. Mm-hmm. Now, there's some conflict within me because initially my thought is, okay, so this is during the part where the least problems are plaguing the Empire or the Republic. That'll make for some good drama, sure. And then my next reaction was, well, but TNG did it. They're all pretty advanced, and they made some good stories and some complex stuff.
Well,
and then my third reaction was, do I trust these guys to have a show writing level of TNG?
The thing, though, is like I don't feel that's necessarily a requirement for every Star Wars property to have such a grandiose scale of conflict. Like it doesn't all need to be galaxy versus galaxy war. Like it's a very deep universe. You can have smaller scale conflicts, like on TNG, and even I guess Deep Space Nine is probably a better example, where it's like a very small scope, but they still have very interesting stories in Deep Space Nine.
Well, then they have the Dominion War, but that's something else.
Well, that was at the end. Jake's eyes are just completely glazed over. He's like, I don't know anything about Star Torque.
Star Torque?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the
All
first
right.
books
I'm
and
looking that up.
comics, the first books and comics are set to debut at Star Wars Celebration Anaheim in August 2020.
Let's see.
It was Project Luminous is what they called it. So
Yes.
I think these are coming out as books first, books and comics, and then probably cartoon live action, something like that.
They're probably just they'll probably use the books and comics to set up whatever film project they're gonna do because they're a film business. It's Disney at the end of the day. They didn't pay
I know it is
$1 for Lucas Books.
Well, the people who they brought in that to Skywalker Ranch, because they all, I guess, decided to culminate on Skywalker Ranch and not have George Lucas.
Did George Lucas did he sell Skywalker Ranch as part of the deal?
I don't know. They zoomed out in a part of the featurette. They zoomed out on Skywalker Ranch and then zoomed in, implying they're at Skywalker Ranch, and I didn't see George Lucas there at all. So I think they broke in and filmed this. And Lucas is probably in his other homes, and he's like, "What the fuck? Get out of my house!"
The ranch is located on Lucas Valley Road. This dude's so fucking rich, he got a whole road named after him.
I love it, dude. So I think these books are set to, unless you cover this, 200 years.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Before the battle,
it's related to, not related to George Lucas. It's in the 20th century landowner in the area.
Okay. So, this will be interesting. A lot of the people who they brought in have done past books. So I think people are going to be relieved for that because they loved a lot of the legend stuff. The only problem is how much input Disney will have into this. I'm hoping
for the books,
they're going to keep their hands off.
Yeah, Disney's like, oh, it's comics. One, I don't understand them. Two, they're totally not gonna be profitable. So
they're not profitable. So they're not gonna have a ton of stuff. I mean, they're not gonna have orgy scenes or some shit like that. But they're gonna be fine, and they're not.
Sure I want Olgaf in space.
That what is Jedi Wookiee is gonna get it on with all sorts of Twi'leks.
What's interesting is that we might see a younger Yoda in this. We probably will see a younger Yoda in this because, as we know, Yoda was 900 years at the end of Empire Strikes Back, or was it Strikes Back, or was it Return of Jedi? I think it was Strikes Back.
There's only 3 years between the two movies. It's not.
Yeah, he was 900 years old. Dude was old, and this is supposed to be 200 years before the Battle of Yavin.
Oh, so this is 200 years BBY?
I guess.
Okay, so that's an interesting sort of it's a prequel, but it's not as big a prequel. It's not like Old Republic old.
Yeah, they're definitely leaving room for the Old Republic still to be included on this, which is good. I mean, they're not overwriting that, which they shouldn't, because they've confirmed Revan as to be a Sith, so if they kept Revan, they could keep part of a storyline as well and hold up with that, because one of Palpatine's
I don't know where the fuck he went.
Yeah, right. Some of I guess Palpatine. I don't know if we covered this. His some of his Sith troopers or whatever were called a battalion of Revan.
It was the Knights of Ren, I thought.
No, it was
or is this something else?
There's something else. So there's each Sith trooper group had were named after an old Sith, and there was a group called the Revan group. Trooper Revan. I don't know.
The flock of Revans.
The flock of Revans.
Revan's flock.
But in the what was it, the big dictionary that comes out after the movies come out, so they can release
the visual
concept
dictionary.
art. Yeah, visual dictionary.
Yeah.
They released that and mentioned Revan in there, so everybody was losing their nut over the fact that Old Republic could be a thing one day.
Now,
I'm right there with you.
Now, did they change the name of that group later to Revanescence?
With their hit single, "Bring Me to the Dark Side."
Yes.
That's in the fan edited dictionary.
I can't fall now. Fall to the dark side.
So
Give
that's
in to your hate.
but maybe good news for Disney and future Star Wars projects. Bob Iger stepped down as
Oh,
Very
Bob
quickly.
CEO. I don't know what that means.
well, Bob Iger wanted to retire for a while now, and it
Yeah.
just kept getting pushed back. I was surprised when I heard that Bob Iger was still CEO of Disney, because that dude, he's fucking came in the 80s.
Yeah.
Been there
So-
for forever.
Maybe somebody else will come in and be like, Kathleen Kennedy, yeah, out.
I doubt that very much, but
I know, but
those
a girl
movies
can
didn't
dream.
exactly lose money.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyways, speaking of getting really high on the Republic, other people are getting high on notes. And I'm not talking about the ones that your mommy wrote in your lunch pail.
It's a complicated metaphor, but I'll roll with it.
Musical notes.
Musical notes. Okay.
On the High Note trailer 1, we got Gloria Davis. Is she a real person?
I mean, I assume so. She's in this movie.
That sounds like a person I've heard of before.
I don't know. I don't know if they made it up for the sake of this movie to depict middle-aged singers, stuff like that.
I guess not.
Okay.
The first result for Gloria Davis is a politician.
Oh, okay. Yep. Nope. Gloria Davis, not real, but she exists in this movie, and I guess she goes on tour and stuff like that, playing her old stuff, and people love it. But they've been all clamoring for a new single or a new album, whatever. And her manager's like, "Nah, leave it to me." And it follows the assistant as well, and how the assistant's life kind of sucks.
There's a Gloria Davy.
Mm-hmm. I was when I say Gloria Davis, I know that. I know what's going on. I was thinking of Viola Davis.
Gloria Davy was a Swiss soprano of American birth who had an active international career in operas. Probably not the same person. So, I'll assume that Gloria Davis is a fictional character.
Yeah, fictional character, but
just
it kind of follows.
Just like Ted Cruz.
Just like Ted Cruz. Not real. He actually didn't run. If you look him up, go on Google, look up Ted Cruz. He's not actually real.
Not a real person.
No. There are no results that come up with Ted
He's
Cruz.
a wax figurine of the Zodiac Killer given life.
Yes.
That explains how he's the Zodiac Killer, but also 8 years old when those murders happened. Because he's a wax figurine given life.
I mean, hey, weird things have happened.
Yep.
Like this movie, High Note. Which follows an assistant's journey, complaining about how she's only good for getting coffee and picking up prescriptions for this famous singer, and how the singer wants to do more stuff, but her manager's like, "No, you can't. I'm Ice Cube." I think it's Ice Cube. Ice T.
They don't look a thing alike.
Nope.
Ice Cube, maybe.
Is he angry looking or stern looking?
Ice Cube. Ice Cube. It's Ice Cube. Yeah, not Ice Tea. Ice Tea's a drink.
Ice T is also the navigator in Borderlands 3.
That's right.
Oh, speaking of which, we never talked about this, but Borderlands 3, one of the more recent updates, raised the level cap 3 levels.
Ooh.
Hey, 3 more levels and more grinding.
What's that level?
New DLC.
What's the level cap at now?
53.
Decent.
But that means I need to get all new legendaries that are level 53.
Yeah, right. Everything you own is obsolete and garbage now.
Everything's been garbage.
It's like when Netherite came out. Just diamond doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
That's a Minecraft joke, kids.
I will, yeah.
Well, that's a Minecraft joke, old people. The kids will all understand.
The kids get it. The kids understand. They're hip.
The kids are all right.
They be flossing. So, yep, Ice Cube's in this. The manager. It's a movie. It's fine. It's gonna probably tank at the box office. make its money back after 6 weeks.
So how many over-under, like, what's the over-under we want to set on references to Korean Jesus in this movie?
Probably at least one. I think contractually Ice Cube is contractually set to have one Korean Jesus per movie.
Bother Korean Jesus. He's got Korean shit he's got to worry about. I love that movie so much, and I never saw the sequel.
I'm trying to remember the sequel. The fact that I can't really remember the sequel too much.
22 Jump Street, yeah. I heard that it wasn't bad, but I just never saw it.
It wasn't bad. It was just fine.
What level
when was
would
where
you
was
put it at?
Which one was Rob Riggle the bad guy in?
21 Jump Street.
Okay, wow. So yeah, I don't. Fuck, what happened to
He might have been.
22
I've
Jump
never
Street?
seen 22 Jump Street, so for all I know, he could be the villain in both.
True. I don't. Wow, that's weird. Okay, I type in 22 Jump Street, and then the first result is like all of Ice Cube movies. And it's like, oh, you mean 22 Jump Street, or Friday, or Straight Outta Compton, or Boys in the Hood, or Ride Along, or Are We There Yet?
Oh God, are we there yet?
We should review all the Friday movies, like Friday, Friday After Next, and Next Friday.
Friday the 13th.
I think Ice Cube is actually a low key genius. No cap. I live in a no cap house.
He's a Korean genius.
Korean genius. He is actually Korean Jesus.
All right. So, hey, is that all the trailers?
I was gonna.
You want to talk about Saint Maud?
I was gonna talk about Tales from the Loop. Hey, remember that one Swedish dude who fucking did all those weird sci-fi things with the big robots in like in the north in the snow? You know the ones I'm talking about. Well, now he's got a TV show. They just did a TV show. It's like, let me see. Let me find the thing. I'll just phoneticize everything. Sci-fi robots in the snow. Let's see. Images. Can the man find it? Does the man know what he's
digging.
talking about?
He's
digging. We're halfway down.
Are you talking about Tales from the Loop or Saint Maud?
Tales from the Loop.
Okay, good. Because yeah,
Does Saint Maud have future robots?
Close. Not at all.
Oh, here we go. This guy. Let me find a cool picture for you. This one. Your mom. This guy. I still don't remember his name. It's like Soren Stalin. Schnoodly doodly.
Okay, sure.
This is great radio.
Oh, Simon Stalenhag. Stalenhag.
Stalenhagen.
Stalenhagen. So
Bugenhagen.
Yeah, so this just a Amazon Prime TV show that's based on this artwork, and I guess he had some books that he was writing.
Are there Tesla coils?
Sadly, no.
That's not really fucking peak sci-fi if there are Tesla coils.
Does Super Mario Bros. Movie have Tesla coils?
It has fungus coils.
That's fun.
Wait, what were like the power grid coils that they had?
I mean,
they
kind of looked like Tesla coils.
They look like Tesla coils. I don't think they were. I think they were just like conductors for the awful car system that they had. Boy, I can't wait.
I made a weird logic jump because I was like Tesla coil, and I was like the Tesla coil by Elon Musk, and it would be a spring. It would be it's just a super scientific spring. I'm like, and then I thought about the jumpy boots from Mario Brothers, and that's where my train of thought led me.
You think you're predicting Elon Musk will come out with a jumpy boot?
I'm saying Elon Musk is a dinosaur from another dimension, Jake.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying he was going to come out with a boot inspired by the Mario Brothers movie that had something called a Tesla coil in it.
Oh, Jake, that's already out.
What?
I don't know. I'm
The-
sure he's got something already made. If you look in an interview in the background, you can see it. You're like, is
We
that
might get an
movie
email
possible?
from Elon Musk saying that's a cease and desist letter.
Yeah,
I think we just
this
cracked
might
this
be
code.
the last episode of the Saturn Studs podcast. We might get DMAC.
Well, he knows like that's the most effective way to travel around Mars is by moon shoes.
Moon boots. Remember moon shoes from like the 90s?
Yes.
I think they
I
were
should
the same-
I should get some.
I
Let me
think
see how
were
much they are
the
right
same
now.
company that made soccer boppers, which were basically just a legal loophole for child abuse.
Remember the commercial for that, and the one kid just instinctually just punched the other kid in the face with his bare hand because he only had one bopper on his hand. So he went "pa" with
It's
the
more
normal
fun than
bopper,
a
and then just
pillow fight.
raw fist to the face.
Yeah, you gotta. I'm convinced that soccer boppers were invented by some guy who really wanted to hit his kids, but couldn't, and so he invented it. And he's like, "This is great because it doesn't leave bruises, and it still hurts."
Well, that's why I pillow fight with Kristen. It's an easy way to like hit her just time repeatedly over and over again without leaving marks or bruises. Just like sometimes you just gotta really let her know that she should have cleaned up the dishes better.
She didn't dry the can opener off properly.
No, it rusted.
What a fucking rust!
Yeah. Now who has to go in there with a scrubby and get that rust off? Me. Fucking me. Eh?
Fucking
Hey, some kind of wise guy?
All right.
What are we? Some kind of Super Mario Brothers?
Let's. If you ask me, they're the Super Mario Brothers. Roll credits. They should have rolled the credits, but they didn't.
The fucking Super Mario Brothers.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's follow up here. No featured presentation this week. We want to give a fair amount of time to both the Mario Brothers review and our Saturn Studs look back through our now 200 episode catalog.
Yep.
So we'll just recap the top 10 and interject commentary where appropriate. Sonic the Hedgehog down a whopping 54.9%. Only $26 million this week, but that's still good enough for first place.
And it made its money back big time.
And yes, it's made $222 million worldwide, which is pretty. I think that might be the highest grossing. Well, I guess Wreck-It Ralph is technically based on a video game, so that would be the highest grossing video game adaptation ever. But
I don't count it.
Some video games as a concept. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Fix It Felix is a game.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought I thought they just made it up for the movie.
No, I'm pretty sure it's an actual game.
Let's look it up, kids. Let's continue on.
Sega Genesis?
Yeah, Fix It Felix.
Sega Genesis.
Oh, fucking yikes, dude. It's got Wreck-It Ralph in there, too.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys.
I honestly thought it was they just made it up.
Yeah, so did I. Oh my god, the hotel's a thing, too. And he's going, I'm gonna wreck it. And people were probably like, oh, this is Wreck-It Ralph. Oh, then he climbs up to the top?
Wait, Jake, is there a sports adaptation called Racket Ralph? Where he plays tennis? Just racket?
But Felix is in it, and he's fixing windows, dude.
Well, there you go, kids.
Color me surprised. Wow. Holy shit, that building is tall. Okay.
Color me with crayons.
Or maybe this was released after the fact. It's fuzzy. I remember seeing it or something like it on the Wii Virtual Console. So maybe I just conflated the name. But there's conflicting information as to whether or not it's a real game.
Well, when did Wreck-It Ralph come out?
The movie?
Yeah.
The first one was like 2010, I think.
Oh, really?
Wreck-It Ralph 2012.
Let me watch this footage that Jake has shared with us.
Unless this is a port for Sega Gen. I don't.
Well, I mean, new Sega Genesis games are still made.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You just get some people on Kickstarter.
This looks too much. I think this is an adaptation because I look at the styling on this. This does not look like an early Genesis game. The palette is off, and there's too much facial expression.
Yeah. All right. Well, Call of the Wild, the Harrison Ford dog movie, is in second place with 24 million, nipping at Sonic's heels.
Ha! Nipping, because dogs nip.
$135 million this movie cost to make.
Which one? Oh wow,
Call
Harrison Ford is not a cheap date.
But fuck, like 135 million.
They had to animate that dog.
Yeah, I think it's because the dog is animated, which looks really bad. It's not even like good animation. This is
it's not.
This is a money laundering scheme. There's no two ways about it.
Harrison Ford's low-key laundering money for the drug cartel.
Thanks, Ford.
26.
Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, down in third, down another 60%, only $6 million in its third week here. $179 million worldwide, which is more than it cost to make. It cost $84.5 million to make, but it's less than they hoped for, I would imagine. Bad Boys for Life in fifth. Bram's the Boy 2.
Oh god, this one.
Another terrible name for a sequel. They're like, you can't do sequels. You gotta put some weird shit on it.
5.8 million in its opening, good enough for fifth place. Thus far, it's made $10,097,619 off of a $10 million budget.
Woo-hoo.
It's barely profitable, boys. I mean, it is only its opening.
That's all. That's all they need.
Yeah, that's $97,000 for them to pocket. Fantasy Island down to 6th from 3rd. Oof, that's a big drop.
Wow, yeah.
$4 million, but it costs like a fucking nickel to make, so they'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm looking at all the distributors here, and like, I'm thinking about how many are Sony here. And as you get down lower, we'll see our 9th place entrant is just doing the workhorse. He's funding this whole company.
Yeah, 1917 down in 7th, Parasite back down in 8th. Jumanji, the next level, in its 11th week, still hanging on in the top 10.
Wow. That get re-released or something? But oh no, last week it was in 8th. Okay, wow.
It's just one of those movies that Sony's just like, it's just gonna keep making us money. Just run it in the background till it hits the fucking lowest margin that we can.
That's still $2.8 million. I know that's a lot.
That's insane.
Less than like the fucking it costs to run in a theater.
The total length is like $789.
Yeah, 789 million worldwide. Wow. How does that compare to the original Jumanji? I wonder.
Let's take a look in a book.
Reading Rainbow.
Now that's a movie adaptation I want to be like horror.
Well, I think they did the right move with that, because like Reading Rainbow, like sure you can make a movie out of it, but the true adaptation is Phil Lamar's stories, like grown-up stories, whatever that is, where he does a podcast now about, and it's just like Reading Rainbow except it's all adult stuff. Mm-hmm. Not like adult, right. But like like Moth Radio Hour, like mature stories.
Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle made 962. LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton. Yeah, I was thinking Phil Lamar, the prodigious voice actor.
Yes. 962 million for Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. So that gives us The Photograph in 10th, and finally opening. I normally only talk about the top 10, but opening in 11th is Impractical Jokers the movie, which is a movie I refuse to believe actually exists. Like, how do you convert that format to a movie?
It's like Jackass. It's like any of the Jackass movies, except it's Impractical Jokers instead.
Yeah, I guess.
So you lose all the punch. You lose
Yeah.
all that sweet '90s punch, but you get 2000s reality TV editing instead.
Yeah.
Which means we get a commercial break in the middle of the movie, and then when you come back from the commercial break, the next 10 minutes are spent recapping what happened before the commercial. And then it's just in time for another commercial break.
Yeah.
That's why I cannot watch TV anymore nowadays. Like, reality TV is just it's 5 minutes of content.
Yeah.
Over half an hour.
And it costs like 10 cents to make. The people sign contracts because they want to be stars. So they like get paid shit on the residuals. And so it's just like money for the network. It's cheap to produce. It fills content. And people watch it because people are dumb.
They're just like, I need noise in my face. But I don't want to choose what it is because I don't have the...
I don't have that capacity. I'm not looking out here. Not looking to make decisions out here. All right. So it's time for our little stroll down memory lane. This Saturn Studs look back will take the place of gaming news this week. Yeah, man, 200. That's a nice fat number.
Yeah, solid number. Something we can write home about.
Now we'll start with. I kind of want to start with our last big anniversary. What can you refresh me on what our 100th episode was?
I'm digging to the archive now. That would have been 2018, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That was early in 2018. Wow, look at that. I think we talked about The Room and the disaster artist.
Oh, okay. Man, that does not. It really doesn't feel like that many episodes ago. But we've covered a lot of shit since then.
Which is kind of funny considering that like that show we did on the disaster artist, and I like just this week finished actually reading the book, The Disaster Artist. It's a lot different. I think it would have been tough for the movie. The movie obviously well, I don't know if obvious because people haven't read the book, but it characterized Tommy differently than the book did to make him seem a little less like a depressing figure. But like the book is mostly about Greg and like his life. So like that obviously wasn't what they felt was.
It's not going to sell a movie about if it has Tommy Wiseau in it as Tommy Wiseau. You know, you're not. That's not what's going to sell the movie. Is Greg? Well, sorry, Greg.
He wrote it, right?
Greg Sestero, yeah. He and some other guy wrote it. I don't know if it was a ghostwriter situation or like Greg wrote down the stuff and the author just helped them make it sound more coherent.
Yeah, I want to look through the archive to see what we have.
It's a pretty good book. I'd recommend reading it if you're interested. Huh? Apparently, Greg Sestero was a featured extra in Patch Adams, the Robin Williams movie about the doctor who puts on a clown.
I remember seeing that headline, yeah.
And he was also in like the first Puppet Master movie.
Oh, jeez.
Master.
So we started the show back in 2016, and our first year we did a whole 39 episodes.
Yep.
Well, you were also going to
be a week.
You also go to school. And
I mean, that was true in 2017 as well.
Oh well.
We did 50 shows that year. Somehow we did 53 shows in 2018. I'm not sure how that happened.
I think we. What the fuck? Yeah. What was there? Doubles? Like look through the months. See if there's
5 in March.
Okay.
So March of 2018 was the 100th episode month. So we did that. Okay, Voltron season 5. An episode called Poop Jokes Ensue, which I'm not sure what that's about.
I think was that us? Was that you and me,
that
Jake?
was you and Jake. That must have been Achi and Seapak.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
That was a fucking movie.
There was so many shit jokes.
So
much
many
poop
poop
stuff.
jokes.
So weird. I love it.
The podcast that shags you, which was
Perfect.
Austin Powers. And then that was when we did Spy Who Shagged Me, because we had so much fun watching Austin Powers to close out 90s winter, not 90s month. We did a whole winter of 90s movies.
Fucking insane.
Yeah, Austin Powers. You know that? Yeah, it's weird. Like that seems like I remember this. Like those seem like recent episodes, but here we are, like 100+ episodes later.
Yeah,
like 2 fucking years later.
Oh my god. Shit.
Yeah. Let's go back. Let's look at 2016. Some of the shows in 2017. I was listening to some of them, and it's like pretty crazy. Just the different vibe. Like in some ways, it's like it's just hard to recreate the same sort of energy as being in the room with someone. Actually, ironically, I think this camera thing helps with that a little bit. So I might want to do this like just all the time, but have like
even if it's just us.
Yeah, even if it's just us, because this feels a little more personable.
yeah. No, I get that.
I
know a lot of other people do that as well. Just like to show some, and we can, if you ever want to, we can show. Like do like screen share so we can show a clip so we're not talking about an article or some shit, and we're like all watching something and it's like dead air for 2 minutes.
Yeah,
I like that.
Well, I mean, maybe not doing video every week, but we'll see.
No,
we'll talk about it. But yeah, like I'm looking at some of these episodes from 2016, and it's like just we did not know what this show was supposed to be for a long time. Like
we had no format.
You go back to like the mid 20 episodes, and it's like there was a conflict because Peter wanted the show like a little more structure, and I was like, nah, man, let's just freeball it every week.
I think you got to find a happy medium to that.
Yeah, we've done that because like I didn't want to kill the improv because I felt like that was like that's the thing, that makes us different from every other show is like it's our conversational dynamic. And I didn't want to cut that out, but like there were some weeks where it was like we're trying to scrape together 30 minutes of content and stretch that to like a 50, 45-minute show so we can feel good about putting the episode out. And some of the stuff we don't talk about some of the stuff anymore. I kind of want to mix that back in because we're talking about like fucking conspiracy. The magic sets, and then the fucking blow up between our Kappa and Smash, the Smash Bros community. That fucking pissing match.
I thought you used to talk about conspiracy.
No, we were never a true crime podcast. You were listening to this
that's
show
a weird
back then. Don't act like you did.
I was like, wait, when was this? I don't remember this, but okay, conspiracy sets.
And then fucking. This episode 31 here, all the Power Rangers, no season 2 review. This is when we started doing our Power Rangers retrospectives.
That was an insane time. If you think like the crunch to watch some of our seasons when we do TV reviews, I remember entire nights spent just watching Power Rangers because those seasons were like 52 episode seasons.
Yeah, they were like 53 episodes, and so but it was good. You got really good at like budging your time because you're like, okay, so an episode of Power Rangers is not like 22 minutes; it's 20 minutes with intro and end credits. So if you skip intro and skip end credits, it's like an 18-minute episode. So you can get like 3 in an hour, and then like every third hour pick up an extra episode. But once you realize that a lot of the footage like is just filler, like when they need to pad time, they'll just like do the full summon the Zord sequence. You can like kind of fast forward through that part and get to the action, and then just like,
you just gotta dehydrate the Power Rangers
so
to get all that shit in.
Get a solid you can get it down to like 15 minutes and then get a solid forward in an hour.
I remember some of the antics I would pull to watch some of these long ass seasons, and the probably the most dangerous one was watching it while I was driving.
Yes, that is the most dangerous one you could possibly do.
I had it on my phone. I downloaded all 52 episodes onto my phone, and then I put it on like this phone holder that I had on my dash, and just had that playing. And I was like, man, I really hope a cop doesn't pull up behind me and just see like Power Rangers playing through my back window.
Could you imagine the fucking amount of money you could tell telling that story?
Hey, we're watching Power Rangers? Was that season 2, episode 14?
Is that in space? I fucking love in space.
All right, man.
High five.
Just
Where
maybe
are you going, man?
lap.
Do you want to run some lights? I can run some lights for you.
I'm just gonna go behind you and watch through your window, if that's okay.
Police escort. I'm trying to find when we first did so episode 31 was that. What was our first Power Rangers? We did Power Rangers the movie as episode 35. I remember that because we had crunched for episode 34, finishing up season 2, and then at like midnight we started the Power Rangers movie. This was back when the golden days, the days I would like to get back to, where we recorded on Friday night, so we'd have all Saturday morning to work on the show before it was pushed out. But I can't find when we did our first Power Rangers episode. Summer of Studs, episode 14. It's the first one we did over the summer. Those were a lot of the interesting ones, where we not only did we not have a format, we didn't have
the technology.
We didn't have the technology or experience doing this, so it was a lot of talking over each other. Like, we aren't talking over each other all the time because we're assholes. It's because the technology that exists today, that's a limitation of it. Because when you're talking and someone else starts talking, you can't hear them always. You can't.
Yeah.
So
we talked about Mighty Number 9. Yeah. So that 2016.
Mighty Number 9.
Yeah, that was before it came out too. That was like a year into its fucking development.
I gotta see what the fuck we had to say about that.
Or maybe that was just when it came out.
Maybe.
2017.
When was our first Ninja Operation episode? That's what I'm interested in.
I think that must have been last year. I think we started last year.
This was our newest addiction.
30 Years to Charm. Smoking.
Yeah, because I think I might have been here.
Hitler's.
You were there for that.
Yeah, you were for sure.
No, I was in this apartment, I think.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I also like that your apartment has sunlight now. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Did not before, as far as I can remember.
No.
Okay, so we did Ninja Operation 1, not the first one, but this was the second one we did. That was episode 149 on March 9th of 2019, which means the end of 2018 was Ninja Operation Godfather the Master, which makes sense because I remember I had been dating Diane for only a few months at that point, and I was like, well, I'm gonna learn a lot about this girl when I make her watch this movie with me. Agua Hombre. That was episode 139. We reviewed Aquaman. Yeah, that was Aquaman. Oh my god, I love sometimes I'm a creative genius with the titles, sometimes I'm lazy.
That was a great time watching that movie because we were fairly drunk.
Yeah.
We was us and one other couple in the theater. So we're just gonna talk over this. Y'all mind? Nah, we're good. So we just riffed on that whole fucking movie.
We did. They got a fucking live riff tracks. We reviewed Shrek Retold. That's right.
Oh God, that's something I blocked from my memory really hard. Ooh, repressed memories.
Episode 134, Ninja Operation 5, Godfather the Master. November 24th, 2018.
Wow.
But we were fucking. I love the story. I told it on that show, but I'll tell it again here. But I love that story. Like, Peter and I were fucking internet detectives, and we tracked that fucking movie down based on a Reddit comment that played like a 1-minute clip of it. We had to fucking track this movie down. And, like, all of these ninja operations, when we watch them, like, they're mostly on YouTube. And when we share the links, they have, like, sometimes less than 1,000 views. So, like, we're part of a community of less than 2,000 people who have ever seen a ninja operation movie. And I don't think there's anyone alive who has seen all of them. So we will become the first 3 people ever. Not even Godfrey Ho has seen all of them.
And he made them.
We're going to be the first people ever to do it.
I want to see if there's ever like a group, a support group for Ninja Operation who just like they reminisce and they call back to old times. Remember when he shot that dagger out of the air with a bow and arrow? Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Hey guys, let's play a little game here called Guess What the Fuck We Reviewed on this show.
Okay.
The episode is Saturn Studs Podcast, episode 123, Japan is Weird, September 8th, 2018. I want to take a guess as to what this was. I'll give you a hint. It's related to Power Rangers.
Oh, yes. It was the fucking Booby Ranger.
Yes, it was the Booby
Yes.
Ranger.
You remember that shit.
Yeah, that movie.
Pie Rangers or whatever.
It was called Sexy
Fucking-
Rangers in the West because I guess just straight up calling it Boob Rangers was a little too on the nose.
That's too funny. Oh my god.
And that was like
That was a
the
good
week
movie.
after we reviewed Batman and Harley Quinn, which was another fucking mind fuck. I think it was at this point that I was like, I want to quit this fucking show because then we did Iron Fist right after Iron Fist season 2.
Iron Fist. Danny. Oh, Danny Rand.
Just pulling the golden guns out at the end of that show. Like, what the fuck?
Danny, how you feel?
I have so many questions.
And you know what? Those will never be answered, Kurt.
No, they won't
Because it's fucking over.
it's all gone now.
It's dead. Iron Fist is dead. Dead.
Oh my god. This has got to be one of the fucking greatest titles I've ever given the show. Episode 118, August 4th, 2018. Saturn Studs go to Teen Titans go to the movies.
Saturn Studs go to Teen Titans. Go to the movies.
Y'all fulfilled my wish on that one.
You know what? And it wasn't as bad as
I
thought
was
it was.
bullied into this. I want the world to remember that I had nothing to do with this, but these two motherfuckers bullied me into seeing it.
I didn't want to see it that much either, but I was like, fine. And it wasn't that bad once I got
Peter
into
can be
it.
weirdly subversive at times, and now he gets what he wants.
Secrets. Kurt at least got a nice catchphrase out of it. Nicolas Cage's Superman was a standout part of that movie.
Goobers. Goofers.
Speaking of Teen Titans, isn't there another movie coming out? from
What?
them?
Oh yeah,
Um,
Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go,
Yeah.
That's out.
or Battle
It-
for the Dimensions, or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh.
No,
you can watch that.
I am all down for that because that has OG Teen Titans
Yeah,
and then it has some made up Teen Titans.
yeah, some random ones because it's like it's Spider-Verse, but
Yeah,
Teen
it's
Titans.
Spider-Verse but Teen Titans.
It's Spider-Verse, but they didn't have enough verses for Spider-Verse. I found what the 53rd show in 2018 was. It was like a quote of the week post that you'd made
Oh.
on the,
We tried that once.
yeah. Oh, we were doing it on Facebook for a while, but it just reached the point where it's like, I'm doing so much shit, I need to off-source this to people, and then you guys were like, nah.
Sorry.
Let's see. Let's try to find Jake's first episode. I know it was around Wonder Woman. Puma senses. Oh, we were doing the shitty Avengers. Remember the shitty Avengers?
Oh, the
Shitty Avengers.
Oh my god. Oh shit. That was a fucking rough stretch there. Because we did. So Jake joined the show on episode 57, June 3rd, 2017. We threw him right in there. And we talked about, we revisited esports and whether or not they were sports. So we threw him right into an editorial. And then Wonder Woman. And then E3 extravaganza. I don't
My
know why
earliest-
I said Hank Craig Boogaloo.
My earliest one is October 28th, 2017.
2 years. 3 years.
Well, you must have deleted it, or we weren't doing local recordings at the time, I guess, because I do. You're on the show. You're on episode 57, which was from June of 2017.
Oh, okay. Oh, then, yeah, it might be my old computer or some of that.
Yeah, you might have been on your laptop. So after we do those two, we do esports, Wonder Woman, E3. Listen to this fucking murderer's row of terrible movies. Double down. We introduce the concept of shitty Avengers. Puma Man. Then we do Spider-Man Homecoming after that.
Oh.
And then Comic-Con. And then Supersonic Man. Then Argo Man. And then we get a break for Voltron. So it was like 70% of those movies were just shit.
So, and then we finally finish off.
And after we do Voltron Season 3, we head out to Ithaca, celebrate Peter's birthday, and we have to watch the
Emoji Movie.
From the Emoji people.
The Emoji people.
That was, I still have that video of you trying to eat that fucking Jamaican jerk jar.
It shouldn't have been so hard.
It was a fucking mason jar that you had to eat out of with a fucking fork. You were just like...
And before you say, Kurt, you're a fucking dumbass, why didn't you just pour it out on a plate? I'll tell you why. Because the people that inspired Street Creations didn't feel I deserved a plate.
But Jake got a fucking tub of mac and cheese.
Yeah, Jake got a plate for his fucking, 5 pints of mac and cheese.
And I got 2 tacos. 2 little fucking tacos.
2 pounds of mac and cheese.
And our total bill came out to like $80 for the 3 of us.
I think we also got drinks too.
It wasn't that much. We did get drinks, but it wasn't actually $80. It was more expensive than it should have been for the amount of effort. I burned more calories trying to eat my fucking Jamaican jerk jar than I put in from the Jamaican jerk jar.
I still can't believe they fucking named it that.
I understand jerk chicken, but that just sounds like you've either taken a Jamaican man who was a jerk and put him in a jar, or this is a jar full of Jamaican people you've jerked off.
What was the first podcast I did in your guys' room? Back when we were at college.
Okay, back when we were in college, we had you on for one episode of. It would have been episode 52, because I remember I was listening to episode 53, and we were talking about how it went well, and we were considering episode 53 was the future of the show, because there was a lot of uncertainty at the time. Peter and I were going to be graduating. We didn't know where life was going to take us. Fuck, who knows where we could have been. I could have ended up in fucking Berlin making mufflers. I
was a month away from being in New Hampshire. If I had gotten that job offer 2 months earlier, fucking Kirsten.
They would have all been congregated. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she ruined that for me too. Dumb bitch.
It's okay. She doesn't listen to the show. She should.
I'll tell her when I go see her. I'll go tell her when I go see her back down.
We gotta I gotta get back in touch with the whole fucking gang.
Yeah, we gotta do.
It's been a while since
we gotta do game nights. Get Tabletop Simulator running. But anyway, that was the future of the show. The one thing I remember about listening to episode 53 is that we talked about on April 29th, 2017, that there was a Dr. Dolittle movie starring Robert Downey Jr. in development.
Fucking amazing. And it just blossoms now.
That's funny.
We're out fucking on it.
Yeah, it's we're so far ahead of the game that we can't even see where it is.
Now, in that vein, I will put you out on some new Blumhouse films that are so far out that they don't even have a release date.
Oh god,
that they aren't even in production.
I swear to God, if Duck Duck Goose is one of them, I'm getting the most vicious lawyer I can find, and we are going to sue their fucking asses.
I'm gonna just name these off, and this will be fucking hilarious. All right, there's The Lie, Once Upon a Time in Staten Island, You Should Have Left.
Oh, that's a horror movie if there ever is one. Once Upon a Time on Staten Island. I missed the ferry. God damn it.
Boogeyman Pop.
Boogeyman Pop.
Wonderland.
Hurt.
Boogeyman Pop. What could that be?
The Vigil. Merrily We Roll Along.
Merrily.
It's a musical comedy. It's not, unless it's a horror version of the 1934 play.
I mean, they made a horror
Nocturne.
version of Fantasy Island, so I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah. The Craft. And then my personal favorite. I want to keep an eye on this, and we don't. None of y'all forget this. We're gonna put up a little pinky promise. Freaky Friday the 13th.
Freaky Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Directed by Christopher Landon. It is currently still filming.
Is Jamie Lee Curtis in that movie?
I don't know. I'm gonna pop it up for you.
So is this gonna be like a weird crossover between Halloween and Friday the 13th? Because Jamie Lee Curtis was in Freaky Friday, but she was also in Halloween, and then she's being hunted by Jason Voorhees, and she's like, "Well, you're a fucking amateur hour compared to Michael Myers."
All right, here's the premise. I'm gonna fucking read the premise for you. And it is that after swapping bodies with a deranged serial killer played by Vince Vaughn, a young girl in high school played by Catherine Newton discovers she has less than 24 hours before the change becomes permanent.
You know what? I like it. I'm not gonna lie.
So
Blumhouse, you done did it, guys.
So Vince Vaughn
That's
is going to be in this
amazing.
girl's body, murdering her fellow students. I assume.
Yes.
Yeah, I would assume
And
so.
Catherine Newton, she was Lucy, like the detective girl in Pokemon Detective Pikachu. She was the one who wrote the buzz.
Oh.
So I'm assuming she's gonna do find different ways to kill her classmates and stuff like that. Like
I would hope so.
Stab their eyes out with a tampon or whatever.
But the flip side of this,
just choke somebody with dental floss.
the flip
Use
side
her
is
makeup
Vince
powder.
Vaughn acting like a college girl, like a ditzy college girl.
Oh yeah. I mean,
like it.
sometimes that backfires though. Like when they got Danny
Vince
DeVito.
Vaughn.
They got Danny DeVito for fucking Jumanji
Rock.
2, but they
Yeah.
had his voice coming out of The Rock's body. It's like
They had The
no.
Rock act like a Danny DeVito kind of person. Yeah, that works.
Like a Danny DeVito kind of person.
Yeah.
Rob
We
Schneider
all know
is
Danny
an
DeVito.
average everyday serial killer. But one day, he wakes up and finds out he's a college girl. Rob Schneider is about to figure out that trying to be a serial killer college girl
Oh my
is a little tougher than it seems.
Jesus Christ. I'm just scrolling through episodes here, and I found, this is the first time I've actually looked at the description of Harley and Ivy Go to White Castle. And fucking, I'm assuming Peter wrote this.
Oh, I'm sure.
What the
I wrote a
fuck
couple
were
of
you
these.
on, man?
Read it out. Tell me what I was
Oh,
smoking.
joy. Peter decided to write this week's description. Okay, there we go. In free verse, surely this joke will go over well. Jake hit Peter a shoe curt today to talk about PAX Unplugged. Lots of trailers out for miscellaneous horror, Star Wars superheroes. McConaughey. And then Harley Quinn with the letters going vertical and then bowing out before returning back to the left side of the margin. We saw the first 2 episodes of the show. We give our opinion. If you tune in, you'll hear it. Fun. Change of font. Fun. Visit SaturnStuds.com to links for all your SaturnStuds side projects, social media, and more. Join the SaturnStuds Discord server at the basic regular description plug.
Do you do drugs?
Not any that you've heard of.
I guess not, man. Holy shit.
That's amazing, dude. Write all of our descriptions from now on.
Less
Write
work
'em
for
all.
me.
That's fucking
Most
hilarious.
of my stuff is just dry sardonic humor.
Why is Harley Quinn in a boat out?
Because I want to do an E. Cummings thing. I was like, Harley Quinn.
Oh, jeez.
Was that supposed to be the outline of a butte?
Sure, man.
Yeah.
Totally.
I need to upload some of the.
I was more happy when I just put McConaughey.
That's funny. It's good.
Different
I like
font.
it.
Fun.
Fun.
Man, lots of good memories. Just looking at some of the stuff, like towards the end of 2016, Doctor Strange review. Just thinking about the circumstances of when we saw Doctor Strange.
Oh my god!
Memories.
It's like you guys just want to fucking bail on this and go see a movie.
That was the moment when 2016 really became 2016.
Yeah, that day. Yeah, I think that was in response to the election. Actually, I think our 24-hour bender had started the night prior. When we found that barcade.
We were at the barcade, and we were really pissed because the election happened. And I remember you went out and pissed on a trash can and cursed out the city.
I did do
Columbus
that.
is a great city, though.
It was.
I love you, Columbus. All of our Columbus fans out there.
Deserve that. That was during my public urination phase. We all go through that phase where you just pee on things.
No. Hey, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
I peed on all 4 faces of the statue on AU's campus.
That's fine.
Yeah, remember when they fucking knitted a Trump and put it on that statue?
Yeah.
Remember, what was it? I remember when we got an email saying that one of the costumes put up there was inappropriate. Oh, I think it was the Trump one.
Yeah.
Was it the Trump one that made it on Facebook?
Probably.
Yeah. So they dress it up all the time. So for background information, for anybody who don't know, we have this
King Alfred the Great.
King Alfred statue at our university. And people put like bras and thongs on it. They deface it all the time. It's just one of the things that they do.
It.
Yeah, pee on it. Like, it's not important.
I wanted to take a shit on the book to cap it off, but I couldn't figure out how I would do that.
So I think around the election time or something, somebody dresses it up as Trump, and I don't know if it was offensive or an homage. I don't remember. But somebody took a picture and put it around Facebook, and they were like, "Oh my God, they're defacing this statue, and how could they? Kids have gotten out of control." And people were commenting, and be like, "I used to go to Alfred. I'm devastated by this." And I'm like, "It's not a big fucking deal at all, guys.
Well, yeah,
nobody
people
cares.
do it for attention. Like, remember, like one of the ones, like the Missouri college thing, where they were like on the art building, like, "I stand with Missouri." I'm like, that does not represent my viewpoint. And then there was remember the booty bandit, the guy who would like just grab a girl's elbow and then run away, and they were like making it seem like there was a serial rapist on campus.
Yeah, I was afraid.
I realized that female students don't walk alone at night. I'm like, touch some elbows.
That was during the period when I got profiled. Because I was walking to the CAD lab to get some work done late at night. I was in my gym jams and my green sweatshirt, and I saw like the fucking campus police pull up, and they're like, "It's a white guy in a hoodie. We have to get him checked." And of course, just going to the CAD lab, I didn't have like I didn't have anything except like my student ID and my keys, and like my phone. So like, we need your ID. I'm like, here's my campus one. I don't have my driver's license or my wallet. Like, subject is wearing green pajama pants and a striped sweater. Like, they were made. It's like, fuck you, don't judge me.
Guarantee with Birkenstocks too.
Absolutely. I still have those. They are, I mean, if you're gonna run them through the winter, you've created a different shoe at that point, and you have no respect for those things anymore. I have no intention of repairing them. I'm just gonna get a new one at some point.
I still use it. All I remember is like just fucking the god awful stench that would consume my room when you would come over to record shit. It's like, Peter, man, the time has come to move on from those.
I never did. I still have them. Still there.
Yeah.
And
I guess they've aired out enough to not be a Class 1 biohazard. But you know what is a Class 1 biohazard? the fucking mold going on in the Mushroom Kingdom, man. They need to get
Yeah.
that fucking looked at.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's
I
right.
remember our 200th episode where we talked about Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, remember
Yeah, I
that?
remember that. That was a fucking crazy movie, man. Like, man, whoever picked that should fucking retire.
Is that really fungus? Or is that
Yeah.
just like gunk?
It's like it's the kind of fungus you find in your hot and sour soup. You know that like the little, which looks more. I think that's in your hot and sour soup. That's like egg. That's like boiled egg. Like poached egg.
I was thinking more like vanilla pudding skin.
Your dad is turned into a vanilla pudding. What, Mario?
I just fucking hate how like the fucking grotesque ball of fungus would descend from the ceiling.
Like
they
it was fucking
slowly
Pee-wee's
zoom in
Playhouse.
on some fucking.
It looked like a nutsack. It looked like a testicle. Like, why is that in the movie? And like, this is the mushroom. Make him into a mushroom then. Don't make him into a.
And they
I-
fucking zoom
Testicle.
in on like some fucking oozing pustule.
Yeah. Just oozing down. I've never seen a mushroom ooze like that.
slapping. I don't even want. There's nothing. Like fuck spoilers. I just want to talk about this movie for the
Yeah.
next half hour.
This movie.
I fucking love it. It's so exciting.
Okay. So, where do we start off? The beginning?
I
Just start
guess
off?
we should
Yes.
start at the
The
beginning.
movie
Because this-
opens up and there's a lady running with this container and she's running through the rain and she
No.
leaves it. I guess. Yeah.
It opens with an animated dinosaur intro about
forgot
how the
about that.
dinosaurs lived in Brooklyn, but then a meteorite hit and split the dimensions. Like, no, he wasn't even sure. He's like, what if like a meteorite hit and then the dimensions split up? I'm like, thanks, Joe Rogan. Just like nice theory there, buddy.
Yeah, it's like the meteor pushed the dinosaurs into another dimension, killed off the dinosaurs, let humans evolve, and then let dinosaurs evolve. And dinosaurs apparently evolve into normal humans, except they give birth to eggs.
And have crazy
they're platypus.
hairstyles.
Yeah, just crazy hairstyles.
Fucking, I just want to talk for a moment about Toad
Yes.
and what they consider Toad to be. He's just a fucking drifter musician.
Yeah, Toad is a drifter musician with a swirly haircut.
I will say I think this is one of the many things that I consider spiritually faithful to the lore of the show or the lore of the games, in that Toad is fucking annoying. He's helpful,
Yeah.
but he's just really annoying.
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
He doesn't have the telltale screech. Thank God. He doesn't go, "Ow!"
So, okay, so that's the background to like how these universes are set up.
That's
and then
how we
it's-
got here, yeah.
Yeah, then they start off with this lady running in the rain to go drop off a little package at a church because she knows exactly where to drop it off 1 second
Like-
being into this dimension.
Makes me think it gives me like Superman or Moses vibes.
Yeah.
I mean, that was what they were meant to evoke, yes. But
So she drops it off, and then I guess she goes back to the other dimension and then dies somehow.
I think maybe they captured her or something.
I think they captured her and killed her, devolved her, or something. I don't know. I think they just killed her. Anyways, the
turned her
nuns
into a fucking Goomba.
turned her to a Goomba.
I remember, I've seen reviews of this movie. This is the first time I've ever seen the whole movie. But I'd seen the clips and the reviews, man. But
Yeah.
when you actually, in the context of the movie, see a fucking Goomba, it hits you different, man. It just hits you different.
Yeah, no. Like you've seen pictures of them before, and you're just like, oh, okay, wow, that's a really bad depiction of a Goomba. But then you see them and how they act, and you're just like,
And how they're
that
created.
ain't it, fam. And how they're created, that ain't it, fam.
And-
I don't know what it is. Why are they dancing? Why are my Goombas dancing?
I loved it. They're dancing again, and then the fucking Toad Goomba's playing Piano Man on his fucking harmonica, and
They give it back to him.
And
Why
it's
do they
like-
give it?
and I'm like, oh, I see. They condition the Goombas to dance when they fucking. This plot is weirdly complicated.
Yes.
Like,
Let's start. I want to talk about the Mario Bros themselves as they enter into this world. I like this. It has just that beautiful '90s fucking insanity energy, and it's my mood. It is my mood. I love Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo's banter in this. It's beautiful.
Don't know if I like the names though.
Fucking
Mario.
Luigi.
I like to feel that they were just like, I know that's probably canon, but I like to think that he was just shitting with the cop. He's like, well, we got Mario, I'm Luigi, Mario. It's three of us, three Marios.
I think that was I feel like that was improv. There's no way somebody fucking thought that was
Jake,
a good idea to write down in the
that
script.
anyone fucking wrote a script for this movie. Did you fucking pay attention to? They got a rough outline, and then they like started to flesh it out, and like a quarter of the way through it, they're like, "Fuck it, I don't care anymore."
They started with Mario. They're like, okay, Mario, he's a plumber with a mustache from New York. He's great, and his brother Luigi is a conspiracy theorist who has a sixth sense.
Which makes sense because he's like all into ghosts and shit later on. So I think this could set up I hate that it makes sense too.
You want John Leguizamo in a fucking 30 years too late fucking Luigi
Blumhouse Luigi's Mansion movie? Yes.
Yes, I would fund it with no money.
Poor fucking John Leguizamo. Like his history of 90s movies is just so bleak. He was in the Mario Brothers movie in 1993, and coming off that great, this movie cost $48 million to make, made $20 million in the box office. So coming off of that great $28 million money loser, he moves on to Spawn, which was an even bigger money loser.
Oh no!
And somehow, I think
good.
he ended up in Ice Age. Somehow,
yeah.
They're like, this man loses money. We got money to launder here. Let's get him in there. And then Ray Romano's star power lifted them to greater heights.
So it's very interesting that Luigi can just get a feeling in his gut and then just turn down a random street and get to his final destination quicker than the actual route.
I don't think... Did they get there quicker? I thought they lost.
Yeah, they did. It's like, I got there quicker. He's like, you almost killed me, Luigi. Yeah.
Which here really, it just kind of took sharp turns, I guess. I don't know. They didn't show anything other than inside the car. They just showed like him turning the steering wheel like 90 degrees.
Peter, your Uncle Bob was the greatest fucking old Italian curmudgeon. The problem being is that Mario and Luigi are supposed to be,
vibrant
brothers.
And energetic. Oh yeah, not
fucking Mario is a good 40 years older than Luigi in this movie.
Mario's more like his dad. I mean, he's an apprentice.
My brother raised me up. I was from a kid.
I like my mother, my father, my brother, my uncle, my cousin, everything.
It's everything. That was a good line. I kind of like that.
Like,
he's my mother. Hey,
if you
my father,
separate all the stupidity of trying to make this movie something that fits into the Mario Brothers universe, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen. It has some pretty creative art direction. The fucking canter between the actors was fine, but the plot was like weirdly complicated and didn't make any fucking sense.
The plot was horseshit.
And like the fucking attempt to make everything confined to something in the Mario Brothers universe was like, first off, it was bad and like weirdly half-hearted, because they're like, okay, we're going to do a deep cut and we're going to grab Daisy here because Luigi and Daisy are together. But, we're going to have nothing about
Princess
Peach or like Princess
Mario's
Toadstool.
dating Daniela.
Is she an actual character?
I like to think that Daniela's last name is Pesca, Daniela Pesca, which is Italian for peach. That's my headcanon.
That's cool. Well, she's not blonde, but she goes dye her hair.
Yeah, it's not like they could, if they wanted to do like another deep cut, they could have like have her been named Pauline or something like that.
Yeah,
I think my biggest issue was the fact that they didn't have Bowser ever mentioned by name. Bowser name.
He's just King Koopa. Because I think this might have actually been before he was Bowser.
Really?
Possibly.
I don't know.
When was?
But like, this is very faithful to the actual original game in that like Toads were turned in the original game. Toads were turned into Goombas and blocks and random shit like that. That's why when you hit a block, you can get fucking mushrooms out of it. It's not. I think it was originally canonically not you eating a fucking mushroom. it was you saved a toad and he helped you power up.
I like that the one fucking glimpse of a super mushroom power up comes for like 3 seconds at the end when they're phasing between dimensions and they scale Bob Hoskins up to be a little bit bigger, and then it's never seen again.
Yup.
Can we talk about
another weird deep cut? I just want to say this first while we're talking about power ups. The meteor, it made no sense to me until I'm like, Starman.
Yeah,
it's a star.
Fuck
me.
Fucking the Big Bertha, the bouncer at the nightclub.
Yes.
Bob Hoskins putting the moves on her.
Ooh, yeah.
I want to talk,
charm.
That was the first scene where I was like, oh, this is fucking crazy. Because Daisy's like investigating bones and shit, and she finds the portal. And the two cousins, Spike and Iggy, have been capturing girls because they want the princess back. Fine. So they travel down the tunnel. The Scapellis do it. They have an actual fucking plumbing scene, which I enjoyed. That was the most exciting plumbing scene that I've ever seen in cinema.
Hand me the wrench.
The 3-5-8s. Come on. So they solve the
open-ended.
They jump through the fucking wall. I like the trepidation Mario has, where he's like, I'm not gonna fucking jump, Luigi. But he finally does it. They arrive in Koopa Kingdom, or the Mushroom Kingdom, and it's beautiful 90s garbage everywhere.
Yes.
You know?
It actually, you know what it reminded me of? Whoville and Ron Howard's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah. Like, they carried over. I think it's the last vestige of non-CGI effects where, like, oh God, no one's going to be using any props in 10 years. We got to use them all now. And that's how every 90s movie was made. That's like the fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kids hideout where there's everything everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So I knew I love this movie when the old lady tases them and then gets thrown off a fucking balcony onto a car.
Taser is like the worst. It's the least effectual weapon ever because no one's like ever harmed by it. They're just like mildly perturbed, like when fucking Bowser's assistant lady is like captured for trying to betray Bowser and they shock her with it. She just looks like annoyed.
Yeah, who was she supposed to be?
I have no idea. Mage Koopa,
Nobody.
maybe?
That's what I thought. I thought Mage Koopa.
I really don't know.
She was like,
I think her name was like Ulina or something.
She had like robot tendencies at certain points, would made me think like she was a robot.
I think that was just how the actress acted.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to go back to this club romance.
Big Bertha.
Yeah.
So Big Bertha just jumps down. I love it. She punches the old lady, takes a stone, and then she jumps and the way she jumps, she's just like so rigid as her character just goes. Woo!
Yeah.
So they need the rock. They team up with Iggy and Spike, and they go back to this nightclub. And Mario's like, I'm gonna put the Mario charm on her. No one can resist the Mario. And he gets resisted. He gets punched in the face, and then his persistence wins her over. And they share a slow dance where he tries to fucking
he seducts her because he goes up to her. He's like, punch me again.
But the biggest fucking, it really turned me on when your knuckles hit my face.
When I saw Mario burying his face in Big Bertha's tits to grab a rock, I was like, my decision to not purchase this movie has been consummated.
I think the biggest thing about this scene, though, like we're burying the lead, not mentioning it. It's the how they scored the scene. So it's like fucking techno club dribble, and they start to dance, and it turns to slow dance music. And like this is obviously happening in another pocket dimension because the minute he gets the stone, you hear boom, boom, aka laka laka boom, and I'm like, they did not.
They did.
They licensed Walk the Dinosaur. And then that's playing while they're fucking playing hot potato with the stone. And he won her heart by robbing her because she helps them escape with their fucking moon boots.
Yeah, he's the thief with the heart of gold.
Which is a bullet bill. Did you see that?
Yes.
It's
bullet bill is also the name of a bar, though.
Yeah.
The what?
They double dip for that one because Bullet Bills was also the name of a bar in the back in one of the sets.
Bombs.
The bombs coming down from the fucking
bomb, and it's just like fucking walking. Like there's like 10 minutes of action going on. It's got this tiny little fucking fuse, and it's just going, and it goes up the wall. I'm like, oh my god, this is the little fucking bomb that could.
Yeah, I know. everybody was terrified of it. Everybody's like, "Oh, a bomb!
It's a bomb! Get the fuck out of here, man!"
Get out of here!"
Oh.
Jeez, yeah, there was some
What
crazy stuff.
else
So
we
like,
talk about here?
what was that Big Bertha lady supposed to be like? Was she supposed? I thought she was a spiky shell.
I think it's supposed to be a bomb, Bam Bam, one of those red mini boss Koopas.
She's a shy guy.
Was that around back then?
I don't
Maybe
know.
not, but I like to imagine it. That's the closest thing she'll fit into.
It couldn't have been a shy guy either because those.
Other than that crazy ass costume with the fucking spiked boobs.
Yeah.
You got the fucking
There's-
Madonna.
The costumes in this are crazy, and this movie was ahead of its time because there is a lot of ass in this movie. My God, there's a lot of ass.
I have to show my ass to sell this movie.
If you go back and watch it, there are two things in this movie: ass and people saying they want to kill each other.
Yes.
Take a shot every time someone says we're going to get killed or we're going to kill you.
I'm gonna break every bone in your body and I'm gonna kill him. Ooh, I'm gonna kill him. And then like
King Koopa's gonna kill us. He's
you have
been
the
too nice.
fucking Bowser's assistant lady falling and being electrocuted. I'm like, Jesus, this movie
Yeah.
gets
Yeah, it was
dark
dark.
real quick.
Also, sparks. Yeah, don't take a shot every time there's sparks
Oh
on
my
screen.
God!
Well, that's
Sparks
just,
everywhere.
That's just 90s. So in the 90s, there were factories that just made sparks. And they supplied music videos and Power Rangers and apparently the Mario Brothers movie.
It's a big break for a young and upcoming
Talk about
Sparks
their-
company.
Talk about the car systems. They're like cars run on
Well, bumper
trolley
cars.
rails
Yeah.
and they're bumper cars, and their engines are sticking out, sparking like crazy, like it's literally just a spark machine. And then there's no brakes in the police car.
Yeah, there's no brakes on this thing.
But then they showed brakes later in another car.
And I was like, yeah, continuity. I like how they use zappers to operate their computer systems.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what that was?
They got the. I'm like Diane's like, what's that? I'm like, I don't know. She's just fucking playing a light gun game here.
Well, they first when they first showed it, it was King Koopa doing it, and he was just holding up a gun to like his computer and just like, this is normal. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And then they showed it later where she was like using it to click on things, and I'm like, oh,
yeah, like when they first pulled
it
it
was
out,
his
like I wasn't
mouse.
paying super close attention because it's at the end of the night. I'm stoned and I'm sleepy, so this is just happening to me. And fucking he pulls it out, and Diane's like, "Is that like the devolution gun?" I'm like, "I don't think so. Looks like she's just gonna play some fucking Virtua Cop."
yeah.
But she's
Yeah,
it's
just so much in this. What else in this movie? They have the plot of Dune, wherein water is incredibly scarce, but it's not because the planet's a desert. Not entirely. The planet is entirely a desert in their dimension. But the king, who is now a fungus, that would be in a cool fantasy movie. I would like this concept in like a fantasy movie, like a magical curse that the king's fungus, but he's taking his revenge by infecting the whole city. And so he's like choking all the fucking water pipes. That's why water is so scarce. Because when he gets back to normal, you see water fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just like becomes. There's no explanation given for why he's normal. Apparently, that was just something he could do at any time.
I love those Mario Brothers.
It was like whenever King Koopa died, it removed, I don't know.
No, I thought it just undid all his de-evolution. Like, that's stupid. Like, why would him dying,
But all the Goombas were the same.
Yeah, but all the Goombas were the same. Like, Toad was still a Goomba.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
All right,
I don't
let's talk
know.
about the fucking Goombas and their creation. They get strapped to a chair and just their head goes into this devolution chamber and they grow 8 feet tall.
Yep. Their brains shrink and they're like, there's Goombas and there's actual like, Koopas, like, because there's the little raptor guys.
Yeah.
And Jesus. I love how fucking stupid they are.
Fucking
But like
Yoshi
Koopas don't have shells. Yoshi was a raptor. Yoshi was a little raptor.
was a real raptor, and they had the tongue in there. They
did.
They really they got a lot of shit in that is like Mario Brothers related, but it just none of it like made sense in the fucking movie.
I want to talk about how this movie passes the Bechdel test. I think it does. I'm fairly certain. Best Bechdel test, of course, for those not in the know, it's not in the end all be all, but is a nice indicator of how woke a movie is. If there's a scene with 2 women in it where they talk and they don't talk about a dude, the focus of their conversation isn't another guy. And that scene that I think is our candidate for this movie is when Ulina comes in and tries to kill Daisy. She comes in and she's like, "Oh, I don't even know what the scene was about, but it definitely wasn't about another dude." I was like, "Okay." Because she's like a weirdly, like, she's got her own motivations. She's power hungry. She's got her own character. She ain't no side piece.
Well,
She's her own.
also,
She's her own crazy, like, fucking. Wait. She's Miss Frizzle. She's Miss Frizzle, and Liz is fucking one of the dinosaurs. The magic school bus is from the Mushroom Kingdom. I've cracked it wide open, boys.
Yeah.
Would you calm down and have another cup of coffee?
Gets a knock on his door. FBI, open up.
Peter's fucking like got the Pepe Sylvia board behind him.
It's all connected.
That's my headcanon.
There is
that
no
Miss Frizzle's?
Carol in HR. Carol.
Oh,
That's fantastic.
Um,
I don't know. I had
know-
a good time watching this movie.
I
I
did.
don't know about you guys.
my actual favorite part was when Mario and his harem went sliding down on a mattress through a fucking water pipe tube.
This pipe, and like, what's the purpose of this pipe? I don't know. It's for people to slide. It's for escape purposes. That's the only reason this pipe exists.
Mario gives good life advice in this, where he's telling Luigi, "You treat your tools like your friend. Keep them around you at all times, and they'll never let you down." I was like, that's like wholesome, and like, I'll take that advice. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob Hoskins.
I also know as I said before, I know exactly when he started drinking in this movie. And that's the scene where they had to film the scene where he enters into the city and they defungicide him and they drop slime on them. And I'm like, I could see just the life leaving his eyes where he's like, oh, God.
Oh yeah, the blue slime. Yeah, or blue liquid.
Like,
yeah.
I'm not coming sober at any of these shoots anymore.
And
I
you know
wouldn't.
what? His performance in the movie was probably better for it.
Yeah, I think so.
He was much more enthusiastic about everything.
Yeah.
There's just random other zaniness in the movie. If you like crazy ass 90s shit more than, it's not necessarily Super Mario Bros, but if you like Shazam, or Kazam, not Shazam, if you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you just like that sort of weird, like, dense aesthetic of like a lot of shit going on, you like this movie because I like this movie.
I wouldn't go as far as to say as I like this movie. Like, as a movie, I think it's pretty much a failure. But as a spectacle, it was a slightly enjoyable spectacle, and I will never forget where I was when I heard "Walk the Dinosaur" play immediately after fucking Slow Dance ended. Like, they were in the middle of the song that they were slow dancing to, and then it's just like boom, boom, boom.
So watch this movie. Pick out your favorite insane
Yeah.
part from it.
If you want to watch this movie, I have some bad news for you. It is very difficult to track down. You can purchase the DVD from Amazon. That is probably your best way. It's like $2 or $3 or $4. That's probably the best way.
I disagree.
You can watch this movie.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
What do you mean?
Your best way to watch it is type in on Google, "Watch Mario Brothers movie online free," and then click on the first link, and then click what is it? It's the second one or something like that. You have to click on like link number 2 or something, because the first one's in like Portuguese or something.
Well, I could not find it.
I found online.
I had to go sailing on the high seas.
I mean,
to find
20 pop-ups come up, but you're good. Exit out of them. Don't click on them. You're not winning anything.
So, I mean, like, it's probably easiest to just like fucking buy. You'll own it forever too. You'll be a part of history.
Hey, if you want to own it.
But if you live in Japan or have a VPN that can get you Netflix Japan, then you can watch it on that. I think English is an audio option, but Other than that, your options are to like it's not available to rent or buy on YouTube, Amazon, or fucking Vudu. I'm like trying to dig up. This
You got to go to the Warp Zone to find it.
Yeah, man. Like whoever made this movie tries very hard to make sure that you do not watch it.
So stick it to the man and go watch the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Yep. All right. So that is going to wrap it up for episode 200. This first ever live video thing. We'll probably do this. We'll trot this out for major milestones, at least the live thing.
Yeah, sure.
And you know, other than that, we might keep the video aspect just for ourselves because I felt this enhanced the dialogue a little bit. We didn't talk over each other nearly as much, so there's something to be said.
Yeah, we can always raise our hands when we want to say.
Jake, I'm talking right now.
You don't have the talking stick.
We'll pass around the talking stick.
Kurt, you ready to do some video editing? Well, let me just pass this comb right to you.
Yeah. So tonight we'll be back.
Wait, Jake, I got your other comb right. Don't worry about it. Found it.
He's looking for.
He's really trying for it.
Oh, I got it!
Oh, it duplicated. Oh, I gave you one of them.
You took mine.
Shit.
So
I have my bag of toiletries on me at all times.
I have my bag of toilet on me at all times. It's called my sphincter.
Yep. So this has been the quintessential Saturn Studs experience, if ever there was one. We will be back on streaming tonight. We will be beginning our journey in Mass Effect. So that'll be a big project and a lot of fun. I feel left out because I don't have a comb near me.
Here, take mine.
I don't have I would do the bit. I'm not trying to squash the bit. I just can't participate. But yeah, we'll be back with Mass Effect. The archive version of this show might be a little later than usual. We'll see how that goes. What else do we have? Check out social media: Twitter @StudsSaturn, saturnstuds.com, facebook.com/SaturnStuds. SaturnStuds.com has links to our YouTube and our Twitch and our Mixer, but we're just Saturn Studs on both Twitch and Mixer. Easy enough to remember. Yeah, I don't have anything else to plug. Until next time, be well, stay safe, and party like it's 1995.
See you in another 100. Peace.
Bye-bye.